Alright, assholes. What I'm going to do today is go over some of the basics of what you're going to need to survive for 40 hours out on the field in relatively rough terrain with no shelter. So, yeah. What I'm bringing is pretty much everything you should need for that. Minus a few things. I don't have everything pictured here. But, yeah, basically, this is the gear you should be having when you're out there. I'll go over it. I'll start over here with, like, protection stuff. Well, first I got my armor, face mask. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring that or not. Helmet, knee pads, gloves, if you're into that. Highly recommend gloves. If you're bringing a helmet, make sure you also bring a soft cover, because you're not going to want to wear that 24/7. And make sure you have a soft cover, because running around without a hat on, in the sun, that's not a good idea. Even if you feel cooler because there's nothing on your head, you should have something to protect you from the sun on your head at all times. Also, for protection, 2 pairs of goggles. Goggles will have to be on pretty much the whole time, with a few exceptions. So, at least 2 pairs of goggles, and make sure, they're comfortable, easy to wear. You can actually wear mesh goggles at these games. So, what Gordy was thinking is, he get a second pair of mesh ones. I thought this was a good idea for just, like, hanging out in, like, the base. And, that way your eyes can breathe better and stuff. But, yeah, at least 2 pairs of goggles and the means to care for them. Again, you have your rifle, your primary here. What we also discussed is, a couple people will lug around, maybe, like, one of us will lug around a secondary, like this tiny-ass light gun. You don't want to leave that in the fob. One that can be shared between people in case someone's gun does go down. Even though there's not going to be that much action in these games. It's more of, like, the experience. I was told that, like, a lot of the fighting is very quick and very short and very brutal. So, there's that. Obviously, mags and batteries. I bring enough batteries to last you for, 2 solid days of straight play. There isn't much shooting in these games, apparently, but, you want to be prepared, because there's no way for you to charge your shit once it all goes down. And, again, for HPA users, if you really want to bring an HPA gun and not an electric, you have to bring enough air out with you for the entire weekend, because there's no way to fill the guns out there. I was talking to the Milson West guy about that, and he says, a lot of people think that they hate gas guns there. They don't. They really like them, but they have no way to have a filling station out there. So you're going to want at least, mags for your primary stuff, and I'm bringing some backups, which I'm going to throw in my backpack right over there. All this is going to go in my backpack, except that case. That's, I haven't actually taken all the tools out of that. I'm going to show you later. But, so, mags and some backup shit. We can all, share magazines and stuff, which is nice. We are issued ammo at the start of the game, so you don't need to bring your own ammo. We each get 500 rounds, which is more than enough, which will fill 6 of these. I'm going to bring 8 just because that's what I have my shit set up for. Because we can get more. You can capture any ammo that isn't already loaded into a magazine can be captured by the opposing side. So if we capture ammo, you're going to want a couple of things to fill up in case it gets recaptured to top off all your stuff. And again, that's why I'm bringing the backup mags. The game does not stop. It'll be going during the night. So you're going to want a tack light for your gun, because there is night combat. And, a way to attach it if you don't have rails already on your gun. You don't need to have it on there all the time, but when it gets dark, you're obviously going to put that on. And, of course, a secondary flashlight for personal use. I have a headlamp here, which I like a lot. And, of course, batteries for both for the whole weekend. Make sure you have full batteries in there, everything's charged. Also, for sort of tactical personal gear, you're going to want a compass, because we are expected to do basic orienteering, looking at a map, figuring out where the hell you are. If you can't do that, we'll have to train you in that, because I know some of us in this group know how to do that. A watch, obviously, so you know what time it is. Something I actually did not picture, and it's up in my room, is my radio. You obviously want a radio and a battery that'll last you the whole weekend, because it's going to be on the whole time, and you're going to need it the whole time. So, if you have a Baofeng, one of those big batteries, the 48-hour ones, should be fine. Um, as far as water goes, this is what I would consider the bare minimum. 2 liters right here of water. You should be carrying on you at all times. If you're running around out there and you're not expected to be back at base for a while, you're going to want at least that much water. As well as, any medicine you might need. Bug spray. I did not picture sunscreen here. You're going to want that too. It's still October. It's not, the winter yet. There's still the sun. And you're going to be out in it all day. Toilet paper. As well as a shovel. You may have to do a tactical shit. That is a thing. Yes, I know it says no alcohol on the field or anything. But I was totally talking to the Wilson West guy. And he's like, we just do that for insurance purposes. If you bring shit out there, and as long as you're not like running around getting drunk, and you're not like showing it off to everybody, he's not gonna do anything about it. So I'm gonna be bringing not that beer, but I'll bring a flask, to keep morale up. In case, as far as personal clothing and camping shit, which we have over here, you're gonna want probably a section of rope, warm weather gear. It's October, so it could be anywhere between, 100 fucking degrees and, like, snowing. Even though it is Missouri, it's farther south. I haven't actually done my weather research yet on where we're going to be, like, for, average temperatures and stuff. But expect both hot and cold. Same reason why I have 2 tops here. Colder weather, and warmer weather. Nice pair of boots, hiking boots. You don't have to have, like, military-style boots, I think. Just, good hiking, boots. So I'm bringing my things I've been using for backpacking for years. If you don't have anything like this, I highly suggest you go to REI and buy something. And they will be very helpful. So, quite frankly, if you're into outdoorsy stuff, you should have that shit already. Again, socks. I'm bringing, not just shitty cotton socks, real, like, wool socks. My favorite brand is Smart Wool. You can get them at REI, like $15-20 a pair. There's tons of different types. You're going to want nice socks, not shitty socks. You're going to be on your feet all day, and you're going to want probably at least 4 to 6 pairs of them. You're going to want to change your socks. Your socks get wet. You want to change that shit. Every 5-6 hours. Helps keep your feet a lot nicer. So, also underwear. Fresh underwear is good for morale, so bring a couple pairs of it. As far as, other weather gear, something to keep the rain off you, if it does rain. I got a poncho there, which also doubles as a tarp. Highly recommend something like that, a tarp, so you can cover your shit, cover yourself, if it does rain. Got a blue one over there, but I'm going to bring something green, probably. This is just a very preliminary loadout. The game is months away, obviously. So, and as far as sleeping goes, you're going to want your backpack, and you're going to want a sleeping mat. You want to get yourself off the ground, and, not just lie in the dirt. And, either a light sleeping bag, I can't find mine, so I'm not going to picture it, or you bring, I've got this heavy wool blanket here. So, we're sleeping out in the open, and you can't play 40 hours straight. You're going to need to get sleep sometime. So, and again, a shovel, and a backpack to hold it all in. This is a very small backpack, but I think I can squeeze everything in there. I might invest in a bigger one. I don't think you need a Russian backpack. I think you just use any sort of tactical backpack or rucksack or anything. I know the rest of your gear has to be Russian. I think you'll be okay with like a normal, probably the backpacks you already have, if they're big enough. You want to be able to fit, all this shit in there. I might get a bigger one, actually, like a real rucksack. And then, of course, I'm not going to obviously bring this whole case, but you're going to want the bare basic tools you need to service your gear. So not even half that shit, but like a screwdriver, a knife, stuff like that. Allen keys. And, yeah. So that covers the very basics of what you should be bringing. Flashlights, compass, water, bug spray, medicine, toilet paper, good boots, good socks, extra underwear, 2 pairs of outers, rain gear, tarp, mat, blanket, 2 pairs of goggles, enough batteries for all your things, a watch, I think I said compass, shovel. I think I said that. And that's, I can fit pretty much all of this that I would not be wearing in that backpack. And you're going to want extra space because you will be carrying around crew gear, such as, extra water for people, extra ammo, other stuff like that. Oh, I did not actually, snacks, food to eat. I think we might have to bring our own food with us because I don't think they'll be giving us anything. It's not part of the payment thing. I need to look that up, actually. There's a lot of research I still need to do, but we're going to need to bring, some light meals for us to keep in our fob, or maybe lug around with us while we're out there. So consider that as well. And just make sure you have something big enough to put it all in. And yeah, good boots. Especially good boots. Alright.